you for being here. Thank you for coming. I mean, Dave, I got to tell you, I got to say this right now. Looking at you, this specimen of health, I would never, ever, ever guess that you just had your 54th birthday a couple of weeks ago. Now, you're obviously a very fit, healthy guy. Are you noticing any changes as you get older? Do you ever make a noise when you stand up or sit down?
I make a lot of noises. I crack and creak here and there. And I notice when I look in the mirror, but I don't feel my age. And I think it's because...
But do you feel it when you stand up?
Like in your spine?
I haven't stood up without making a noise in quite some time.
No, I feel good. No, I feel good.
Is that?
Yeah, and considering, 'cause I know wrestlers or ex-wrestlers my age who are just falling apart.
Yeah.
No, I feel pretty good.
What do you put it down to, this feeling?
I think it's because, I really thought I'd be winding down at this age, but I'm not. It's like my career just gained traction. So it's like I'm constantly busy. So I just don't have time to slow down and think about it. So I feel good, man.
And you should feel good, because you look fantastic. I mean, at the other age, if we're talking about youth, Jenny, your daughter Ida, she recently turned 2.
I thought you were going to talk about me as you.
No, I was going to the far other spectrum. You know, right to she's 2. How's she doing? It's a fun age. What's she up to?
You know, when they're 2, it's like when they're starting to say their first words, and my husband says it's 10 words a day.
That's what they learn. That's what they
learn, 10 words a day, and apparently I have, like, a potty mouth. I apparently, but, like, sometimes maybe I'll curse by mistake, and then he'll sort of come up to me closely, and I'll think he's, like, about to give me, like, a little love peck, and he just comes right up to my ear, and he goes, 10 words a day, Jen, 10 words a day.
What kind of, have you noticed Ida has taken any of your words on at all?
I've noticed, like, some attitudes, like, I do not have road rage, but there was truly, like, one time where there was some driver who was not going, and I guess, like, in the front seat, perhaps, I might have said, go, go, like that. And then we were just on the plane coming from Massachusetts, where we live, to LA, and I was like, you gotta put your seatbelt on, like, we're gonna get ready to go into the air. And then we were delayed for an hour, and she kept peeking her tiny little head into the aisle and going, go, go, go!
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could be way worse.
Certainly.
It could be way worse.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, I didn't know quite until we were hanging out earlier how many tattoos you have. You have hundreds of tattoos all over your body, but I understand you have one tattoo that has been too painful to finish.
It is.
Now, I worry about asking this question. Where is that?
Yeah, I would love... You don't have to show it.
No.
I'd love to see, though.
But the idea of it being too painful to finish...
It doesn't... I mean, it's not in a personal... It's actually... It was behind my leg. So the tattoo is, like, kind of from my knee down.
Right.
But when it got behind my knee was when it became the most awful pain I had ever felt in my life. And
Really?
I'd never done this before. But I was getting this done at my house. This is about 12, 13 years ago. Getting done at my house, and I actually started drinking during this tattoo because it hurt so bad. So I started
Try and numb the pain.
I did, and just to get drunk and maybe pass out. But it didn't work, and I eventually ended up kicking my tattoo artist because I literally got mad at him. I started blaming him for my pain. So I told him to leave my house. And he's actually my business partner now. We have a tattoo shop together. But he's never finished. I've never let him get back on my knee because it hurt. It just hurt so bad. I'm not afraid to admit it. It hurt. It was torture.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine you in that much pain.
Yeah, it was awful.
Do you have a high pain threshold?
I have 0 pain threshold at all.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not... In fact, like, when I was pregnant with my daughter and I knew that, like, the baby had to come out, which is like, I thought about it when I was like, I want to have a baby, but not that much, you know? Yeah. It's just so hard to picture it. Like, even on the way to the hospital, I was like, this doesn't really feel like something I would do. Like, you know. But I called the hospital, like, before I delivered, and I was like, what are the drugs that you have that I could have? Like, do you have a margarita machine? Like, how much could I numb this down? And I had the epidural, which was great, and I felt like it was like you need to not to get 10 words a day, everyone, but you have to push the baby out of your vagina sometimes.
What?
Well, not yours, but if you have one, sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So anyway, you have to be able to push enough. It has to numb you just enough. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like the second I got the epidural, I went from screaming to be like, so you're from Santa Fe? What's that? I was totally chilling. But for some reason, the medicine did not reach my right butt cheek.
Right.
And it was like, my right butt cheek was like, yo! Like, it hurt so bad. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, if this is what my butt cheek is like, I'm so terrified to even think about what the state of things are, in the general area. But luckily, they did a great job. Only my butt cheek was upset.
Dave, let's talk about Knock at the Cabin. It's going to be a huge success, an M. Night Shyamalan movie. What can you tell us about it?
It's basically four strangers who are connected for a certain cause, and they show up at this cabin that's in the woods that's being occupied by a family on vacation, this beautiful family. So they show up, and they are there to convince this beautiful family that one of the family members, they have to sacrifice one of the family members in order to prevent the apocalypse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of M. Night's films? Are you a fan of M. Night Shyamalan's movies?
Let me tell you what,
Okay.
I am a fan, but my first date ever to a movie was to The Sixth Sense. And also, if I'm about to spoil anything for anyone, this movie's been out for 30 years.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear about it. But I was in my house, my grandmother was babysitting me because I was 17 years old, and someone called on the phone. It was a very handsome boy from my class. My dreams were coming true. He was like, I want to take you to the movies tonight. I obviously said yes and then started crying. Then we went to the movies that night, and it was The Sixth Sense. And, just when Bruce Willis gets shot, but then he's kind of like, oh, I guess I'm okay, or whatever. This guy leans over, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's about to kiss me. We are about to deeply French. And I was like, I am ready for this to happen. And he just leans into my ear, and he goes, he's actually dead.
Oh, no.
I was like, you just ruined, this entire masterpiece. Ruined it. Yeah. So
When we could be deeply Frenching.
We could be Frenching, and instead I'm furious at you, and I will French you later, but just not. Yeah.
I mean, Dave, this film is I think many people would see this as a departure from roles that they're perhaps traditionally used to seeing you in. Are you trying to make a conscious decision to step away from kind of action movies and things like that? What would your dream next project be?
No, I'm not stepping away. I just wanted to be an actor who kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to fill in pieces of the puzzle. I really want to be, an actor with a full range, and I want to have a full resume. So there are little pieces of the puzzle here and there, but I'd really, the one genre that's really escaping me, it's eluding me, is rom-com space. I haven't been able to get into the rom-com space, so yeah.
I'm available.
And
You'd be amazing in a rom-com.
I think so too.
I don't know. I'm a little discouraged at this point, but I just always, I've been trying to get one for years, and I always ask myself, what is it about me that, no one can see me in this
I think
space.
between us, Jenny Slate and I think we can have a rom-com ready for you by the end of the week. Would you agree, Jenny?
Yeah. Let us get some pages,
Let's brainstorm
and we'll bring you
this.
some stuff.
Brainstorm this. Let's absolutely do
I
it.
definitely want Jenny to write me a movie.
100%. 100% this could happen. I mean, Jenny, I find this hard to believe. We're talking about dream roles and projects. Is it true you once auditioned for, or you were asked to audition for Pennywise in the It films? Is that true?
This is truly the weirdest thing that has ever happened to me in my life. It's still completely befuddling. I got an email. It was like, an appointment has been made on your behalf. That's what they often say. Why would be actually worse to get the offer. They're like, they see you. It's got to be you. You're Pennywise. But it was like to audition for the role of Pennywise, and I was like, Pennywise? Isn't that the name of the deadly murderous clown in It? I'm scrolling down. I'm like, this must be a different film with just another character named Pennywise. And I open the script, and it's like, a clown crouches. And I was like, oh my God, it is. It literally is. And I just like, it is either the coolest thing or the saddest thing that's ever happened to me that I was like, should I go out for this? Like, should I do this monologue? But yeah, I did not go on the audition because I do like being in rom-coms.
Yes.
Yeah. It is not a romantic comedy.
Well, no, but I'm excited for this Dave Bautista rom-com that's coming up. But right